Welcome to the Broccoli Pod. We're your hosts. I'm Augie Dupre.
I'm Reeph.
And today we're here with our guest.
Emani Etrnl.
And we are again out here, Broccoli by the beach in Humboldt again. This is the second episode that Jay has, unfortunately, he's back home. And my friend Reeph is co-hosting.
Yeah. It's a pleasure.
Check him out on the Barnable Pod. Check him out
on
on his music. And Emani,
Yeah.
how long you been doing music for?
About like 2 years now almost.
Okay. What got you into music?
I've always had music in my life. I started as a dancer.
Oh, okay.
And I've been dancing since I was like 9 years old. And then over time, I just started I think when I was like 19, I started learning ukulele.
Okay, ukulele.
Ukulele.
Nice.
Is that the small guitar?
Yeah, the little
Okay.
4-string.
Yeah.
So I started learning that, and then I just started teaching myself guitar, a little keys, and I was just like jamming with friends and stuff a little bit, but I never really was like super confident.
So basically,
like-
when you started making music, it was in the studio, or did you start because you've basically been recording as long as you've been making music, then, huh?
I mean, I've been writing and stuff, but I haven't really I didn't really write like full songs until like 2020.
Yeah. Nice.
Like during the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's when I wrote like my first full song. It's called Rebirth.
Who do you think, if you had to pick some of your biggest influences that got you into music, what would you say they are?
Well, it's really interesting because for some reason people have been comparing me to Erykah Badu, which is really cool. I love her,
Okay.
but like
Amazing
Erykah Badu is like
Definitely will
one
take
of
that.
like this lady the other day was like, "You're like the new school Erykah Badu." I was like, "Okay, cool.
You're like, I'll take that.
I'll take
Hell
that."
Hell
Yeah. But yeah, so Erykah Badu has been like a really big influence. I used to listen to like a lot of Jill Scott, Slum Village,
Nice.
D'Angelo, and then everything like 50 Cent, 3 6 Mafia,
Fuck
freaking
yeah.
Mike Jones.
I fucking
like,
love D'Angelo.
I used
feel
to
like-
listen to like just everything. I've always been like a super eclectic like
Mhm.
musicer person.
Yeah,
Musicer.
I feel like I hear that. I feel like I hear that in your music too. You got like
Yeah.
a wide range of like influence in your music, which is
Yeah, I definitely have had a lot of phases too. Like I definitely had a metal phase, screamo.
Amazing.
And I was like a singer.
I know, I need to-
And how do you
swoop shit.
incorporate-
metal song.
And how do you incorporate that into your music?
Yeah, we need a full metal song soon.
Honestly, I've always wanted to do a metal song. I fucking at one point when I was working on a farm in Willow Creek, we had like
Tomato
a
farm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tomato
yeah.
farm. I remember how
Seems like
We
everybody
had-
does that
we
out
had
here. That's
big ass
crazy.
pumpkins and all type of shit. But yeah, so we had a bunch of musicians up there, and we would jam, like just get drunk and jam and shit.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people would play like metal and shit. I just try to like.
I feel like that's such a thing that people, especially like in Humboldt, it is such a vibe where you're out, everybody's growing tomatoes,
Yeah.
and I feel like so many people do get intertwined into music in some capacity by just
Facts.
when you're out there in the evenings and someone's jamming out or has
Yeah.
like drums or fucking. When we were on the hill a while ago, my buddy Sam, he had one of those steel pan drums.
Oh, they're
all-
like
yeah,
you talking
like-
about the hang drums?
Yeah, the hand drums, and
Yeah, the
he would
hang
fucking
drums
just
are
start
so fire.
banging
I
on
love
that, and he
those.
was so good at that too, and such a cool so cool when everyone would just start contributing their little things to the
Right.
music and have a whole little jam session every
Yeah,
night.
it was always a jam session, and we would have like anywhere from like 12 to like 28 people up there, so it'd just be like a whole smorgasbord of
Yeah.
freaking awesomeness. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Are you from Humboldt?
no, I'm actually from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
I was born there, mostly raised there, partially raised in Las Vegas. And
What made you move out here?
actually, that's a crazy story. One year I was just sick of making like $8 an hour, and I like worked at this deli, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like 19,
That's fair.
20, like I'm just like, what is happening? So I decided that I wanted to save up and get a van. And I had a boyfriend at the time, and me and my
Okay.
boyfriend saved
Fucking
up. We
van
got
life.
a van, and we was van lifing. We
Van
just travel
lifing.
around. We went to festivals, and yeah, we were just kind of just jamming around, living life.
That's what's up.
And then just ended up out here, saw some mutual friends, and
Where'd you go in the
stuck.
van?
Mostly stayed like kind of like in this western region, but I think the farthest we went was like New Mexico, Colorado. But yeah, we kind of just stayed and like we went to Idaho, we went to Wyoming, Colorado.
So being in the van life, a van connoisseur, were you ever into like Burning Man?
A fan connoisseur.
Honestly, I never went to Burning Man, but I've definitely been to like a decent amount of festivals. Not like I'm not like a festival person, but I've definitely been to like a good handful.
I had a buddy who just went to the Burning Man that just happened.
I heard
just
so
got
much
back to
bad
Arcata.
shit about it.
Well, it's funny because I'm like,
Yeah,
shit, dude. I'm
it's
like, are you
intense.
okay? Because he hit me up and he's all like, dude, I just got back from Burning Man. I'm like, are you good? He's like, yeah. He's like, I was prepared. So he's like, I actually had a great time. And I was like,
You gotta be prepared.
That's
for
wild,
real.
'cause
that's a thing.
people died.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah,
People
Yeah.
died?
I think
mean,
like two
people-
people died or something. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pressed. Someone probably dies every year. But
I mean,
Yeah.
at a lot of
but they died
festivals,
from
like
water this time from
a lot
flooding.
of people.
So
Oh,
it was, like,
I was-
everything flooded, so people
didn't
couldn't get
know that.
water.
I was
and
hearing
food and
crazy
like
shit
that.
about like there was like Ebola outbreaks and like there was like
That's
Ebola.
text
insane.
messages from people. They're like, dude, the person in the trailer next to me has like blisters all over his face and like cysts and shit and like
What?
throwing up blood. And I was like looking at this shit. I'm like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
going on? And they're like, the CDC's here and all sorts of shit. So
Jesus Christ, dude.
fake news.
yeah, Burning Man. I never went to Burning Man. It was, like I never got to.
Yeah,
Experience
I don't
that.
think you're
I
missing
feel like it
out.
would have been way better like if I went when I was like 17, 18, like when I was like more partier.
I feel like a lot of those things too, like whether it's like a Burning Man or any of the big festivals, like even Enchanted Forest and shit. Like when
Yeah.
they start out,
They're
and they're
cool.
so cool.
Yeah.
And then it gets
And
kind of burnt out.
Everybody
it gets
starts
watered
going
down.
to
diluted
it,
because everyone knows
yeah.
it's so cool. And then now,
Facts.
like Burning Man, I'm like, fuck, dude, that sounds hellish. Like being
Yeah,
on
no, I'm
mushrooms or
good.
acid and fucking being
100,000
in a
people.
desert with
Especially
100,000 people.
100,000 crazy people.
Yeah. Well, you know,
You
you
don't
can
know.
only
Everybody's on whatever.
when you
type
have to
of
barter, you
candy.
can't buy anything.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's so stressful, dude. I'm like, I don't have to barter.
I don't
for
have
water.
anything.
Yeah, I'm like,
They'd be like, I'll give you a young blessing.
a hug.
Yeah.
Will
No,
you
some
take a
people will
hug?
take hugs.
Yeah.
I love you long time.
But it'd really be like crazy. It'd be interesting though. Like if you're not cultured, like you definitely have
You're
a
fucked.
culture shock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like there'd be old men with
they
their
dicks out.
glizzies out, fucking with cock rings on and shit.
I think we were just talking about this on the other podcast too, on the Barnable Pod, where we were talking about how they have like some of the booths and things that they have there is insane. Like there's a ball washing station.
Yeah, they got
there,
they got
What?
which was, like,
everything.
crazy.
They got bougie shit. It's
That's
like
what I
literally,
said.
they even have like a class. I swear to God, they have like sections of classes for real. Like it'd be
Yeah.
like all the bougie like celebrity people.
Yeah.
And it'd be like
Well,
the people.
I think Matt
that
or
maybe
someone
got
was
their tickets
saying
early, and then like
a bunch
all
of
the
people
that
were like
snuck in
stressed and
Yeah.
having to leave, and
Yeah.
like apparently some dude got in like this one van that was like trying to rescue people that were like trying to leave because it was fucking flooded and shit. And Chris Rock and one other dude and Diplo were just
Oh,
in this
fucking
van,
Diplo,
and this like
dude.
random person who was going to the
Did he
concert
smack
like,
Chris Rock?
what the? I'm like, Chris. I see what you did there. But Diplo and Chris Rock were just in the fucking van with the dude, and he's like, "Are you fucking Diplo and Chris Rock?" And they're like, yeah, man. I'm trying to leave. Like it was fucking insane.
Dude.
Yeah.
I went to Burning Man one year on
You did?
accident though.
Oh, shit.
On
No
accident.
way.
accident.
How do you on accident go to Burning Man?
So it was during COVID,
Uh-huh.
right? And me and my friends went out rock hounding,
Oh,
which is
fun.
like crystal
love
hunting
that,
and shit.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we were going out to Nevada, and we were in my buddy's Jeep and my other buddy Jay, who's the other normal host on the podcast. His Toyota Tundra that's lifted. It was a
Oh,
big truck.
okay.
And we're driving down this highway into Nevada. Nobody around for fucking miles. It's like 65 miles an hour. And all of a sudden, I'm looking over at Jay, and I see something fly in the air. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I look forward, and my boy's like, they just creamed a cow.
Wait, what?
And so he pulls over to the side of the road, and what I saw was the cow flying through the air.
No.
It was a calf. And it hit the
Oh.
side of his truck and like flew over the hood and launched.
Yeah.
Like
Damn.
probably 30, 40 feet. And we pull over and we're like, dude, he gets out and he's like, dude, my fucking Jeep. And I'm like, are you guys good? He's like, yeah, we're fine.
How
but
fucked up was the car? That had
he
to
turned
have
it
done
off and all the fluids dumped out of the bottom immediately.
Oh, shit.
And it was fucked,
In the
dude.
middle of the
Total, bro.
desert?
My other buddy gets out of the other side and he's like holding his chest like, and I was like, dude, I thought he was dying. And I was like, are you good? He's like, I'm fine, but that was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. I was like, we waited there for like CHP because for hitting a cow you have to wait, otherwise it's a felony. And cows aren't supposed to be in the middle of the fucking highway.
Exactly.
And so he got his Jeep. I called AAA, got his Jeep towed to Fall River, and we were out there. He's like, fuck it, dude, let's just go. So we threw all the stuff in the bed of Jay's truck.
Why not?
Took off and camped
Burning
at this
Man.
one spot. Next morning we went rock hounding for raw opals and common opals.
Yeah.
And did that all day. And then my buddy was like, hey, I know of this hot springs out in Black Rock Desert. Cool, let's go. So we're driving out there. We're all on the bed of the truck at this point, just hanging out on all the stuff. It's a fucking dirt highway in Nevada. And we're all looking at this mountain. The desert's behind us. We're looking at this mountain, and I see like a light on the mountain, and I'm like,
"That's weird.
What the fuck is that?" And then I see a multiple like going like this, and I was like,
"Aliens!"
Whoa, dude!
Oh my god!
It's like, what the fuck? And my buddy was like, "We're in Nevada 10 minutes, and there's already fucking aliens."
Yeah.
And then we turn around, and Jay's like, "Look in the desert." And it's coming from something in the desert.
Right.
Like it's a bar or maybe there's like a party going on. So we're like,
just
go
it.
that way. So it's a salt flat. So Jay's going like 120 and we're all in the back, the bed of the truck, just like looking forward. We're riding through the desert and we pull up and there's a bunch of trailers. It's not as big as normal Burning Man because they weren't supposed to do Burning Man that year. But there's like...
because everybody's in...
And they're all like,
lockdown.
Nobody should fucking be out there right now, and all the forums and shit. But there's like 12 camps, I think, that were out there out of the normal fucking 1,000 or whatever. And we pull up, and
that's
we're
kind
like,
of cool. It was like the low key Burning.
Exactly, it was super cool. It's so chill. And we pull up, and we're like, what is this? And they're like, it's Burning Man. We're like, did we just fucking stumble upon Burning Man? And one of the people with us had gotten from somebody a bunch of ecstasy a while ago.
Nice.
And he just kept them on him for special occasions.
Nice.
So we all took some ecstasy.
It's a good thing to keep on you for special
occasions.
Just keep it on you. Just riding dirty everywhere you go.
Dude, it was crazy as fuck. It was super fun. Everybody there was super nice. They had like a bar set up.
Was there actually a Burning Man at the end? Did they still burn?
No, they didn't. There was a huge like fire thing. We only stayed for the day.
So it was like a burning kid.
Yeah, we weren't
A
there.
burning kid.
Yeah. We weren't there for the whole thing. We
burning
stayed for the
child.
night and then went back. I think it was the second day that they were there.
Because I was confused though. Like my buddy who just got back from Burning Man. How long was Burning Man? I was like, I thought
It's a few days.
Yeah, it's like 7
Yeah,
days.
it's a
I
few
swear
days.
this Burning Man lasted for like 3 weeks, dude. I've been hearing about
because
it.
Well,
a
people
lot
go out
of
there
people
to
go
set
and
up.
build
'Cause
it for like 2-3 weeks and before, so a lot of people
And people
get
were
there
trapped,
before,
I guess, for a while too.
and then like so there's like the different sectors of people.
Yeah.
Dude, there was this guy out there when I was out there. He had this golf cart that shot flames.
Hard.
And it
I'll
was
take
this
it.
old
Fuck yeah.
crazy dude that made his own moonshine and shit.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
And he was giving us moonshine, and he's like, he's showing us how it's built. And I was like starting to take some steps back. I was like, hitting my buddy, I was like, we should not like stand near this thing.
Right.
Like, hey, this golf cart's about to
Motherfucker,
explode.
Yo, dude, it was like jerry rigged. Like it had a propane tank on the back, right next to where the flames shot
Oh,
out,
shit.
and it was just like a little like regular like vinyl hose
Fuck
that
yeah.
went to it.
Oh,
Like
Sounds safe as
not
fuck.
good, not
safe.
good, bro.
Fuck yeah.
And then at the end of the night, I was already blacked out at this point. I became the bartender for like all the alcohol that was there,
Hell yeah.
and
It's a fun random thing to get.
yeah, dude, yeah, and I guess at the end of the night, one of my friends woke up in the tent and was like, heard somebody like, "I've got a fucking gun. This party ends when I want it to fucking end." And people are like, "Shut up! Turn off the fucking music! We're trying to
shut
go
the
to
hell
bed."
Just
up.
yelling
Yeah,
shut up to
dude.
someone who says that is so sick.
Go to
Dude, shut the
sleep.
fuck up, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Go to fucking bed, bro.
And the cops were there in the morning, I guess, because of that shit.
God, it's always
But
somebody ruins the party.
Right, there's always that one
Always
motherfucker
somebody.
that just gotta take it to the
Can't hang,
extra
dude. It just takes a
level.
little too much.
My friend has this picture of me asleep on the outside of my tent.
Hell yeah.
Like I just like fell on my
just
tent.
into the tent. Yeah, fuck yeah.
dude.
You're like, whatever,
It's
dude.
good enough.
Honestly,
It's
whatever.
fucking good
Yeah.
enough, bro.
I've been there, dude.
Yeah,
You
bro.
know, sometimes, man.
Facts.
But that's my Burning Man experience. Hella fun, low key as fuck.
That's
I
sick.
don't like a shitload of people.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like regular Burning
No,
Man. So
no, that's
that was
always
really
my
cool.
thing about festivals. What out of all the festivals
Yeah.
you went to, what was your favorite one?
I think one of my favorite ones is it's a low key one. It's called Building Man.
Too many festivals called things
Okay,
like that.
gotcha.
Okay.
But it's all like burner people, like
Uh-huh.
people from the, like help build Burning Man
Yeah.
and different shit. And they got a ranch down in Green River, Utah.
Nice.
And they basically, everything there is all like from like basically like the junkyard. And it sounds crazy, but it's kind of cool, like Mad Max
Yeah, I was
vibes.
gonna
Like
say, that's
they just
exactly what it was,
repurpose
yeah.
everything. Like there's really cool stages. Everything's like wind and solar powered.
Nice.
And like there's like legit toilets and shit. And
Nice.
It's really cool. It's a little vibe.
See,
there.
that right there is one of my least favorite things about festivals. I don't want to go to a
Porta
festival
shitters,
that I have
bro.
to use the fucking
Oh,
porta
God,
potty, man.
dude.
Yeah, I hate the
Where else
like
you gonna do
one
your
of the
drugs
worst
at?
ones was like lightning in a
I have
bottle.
to do it in a fucking porta potty. Oh man. Yeah.
Like lighting in a bottle the year I went was so bad with the porta potties. It's like there's like hundreds of probably thousands of fucking porta potties and they're all disgusting. Like
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to go to Snow Globe really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had a lot of people who went to Snow Globe because like I've never really been to a festival at all.
Right.
I don't think anything I've been to could constitute as a festival.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, dude, if you've never been to a festival, don't go to Snow Globe. And I'm like, why? And they're like, A, it's freezing.
right.
Like, it's literally
Yeah.
why would I
freezing.
want to be going?
And they're like, you have to walk like so far in the freezing. Like they're like, it's really hot when you're in a crowd, everyone's dancing
Right.
and on drugs, and they're really hot. And then you walk away and
you're
it's
just
fucking freezing.
like
You're covered in sweat.
hypothermic.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
sweat.
oh, that sounds awful. Like I'm like, that does sound like the worst time ever. Like
You
fuck.
gotta
Yeah, it's
go
a
to One
no.
Love.
Where's that?
It's in LA.
Nice.
It's a reggae fest, but they have like
Nice.
atmosphere,
Yeah.
like pepper.
See,
Okay,
when I
yeah,
was
yeah, all
younger,
the
I
different
used to be
little
like, oh,
vibes.
if I want to
Yeah.
go to a festival, I want to go to a crazy festival.
Uh-huh.
Now that I
Yeah,
feel like the
more
point I'm at in
kinda
my life,
laid
I'm like,
back,
I'd like
chilling.
to go to a reggae festival.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Where you're
like
just
fucking
chilling.
chill.
They've got
Smoke a little
homemade
jazz-
yerba.
Jazz festivals
Oh,
are lit.
for sure.
Like
I mean, even the Kate Wolf one where they do like folk music and stuff now.
folk
I'm like,
the
I'd love
bluegrass
to sit in the
festivals
grass
are
and
always
listen to
like
some
I've been
folk.
to a couple like smaller
Yeah.
bluegrass.
Well, especially
festivals
if I'm like, if I'm gonna take psychedelics or some shit, like motherfuckers who go to
Yeah,
EDC
bro.
and they go
Yeah.
really hard, I'm like, y'all are a different breed.
Yeah,
How can
no,
you
Like
for
you're
real.
you're in
Yeah,
a
bro.
fucking stadium
EDC
just
is
with
a no
like,
for
oh
me.
fuck no, dude. Even my buddy just went to the Last Dead show. I feel like I've
Yeah.
heard that for like the
Yeah.
last
For real,
5
like the
years.
last 10 years.
Yeah, but he apparently went to the Last Dead show, and it was in a stadium, and just I was like, it looked like everyone had a really good time, but I'm like, so not my vibe.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
fucking like 100,000 people, fucking just the stage is so far away,
Mhm.
Facts.
just like auto K-hole, just oh man,
I
so
really
bad.
do want to go to Red Rocks.
Yeah, that
It's
one looks
like
super
I've
sick.
been out around there, like, but I haven't been to the actual venue. and
Yeah.
it's like such a cool.
I have a couple friends who
festival.
just got to see Billy Strings and a couple other
Okay,
really
yeah.
big
Mm.
country artists out at Red Rock, and they
I
said
fucks
it's
with
one
Billy.
of the cool. Fuck yeah,
I've
I'm
seen
gonna go
him.
see
I've
Billy
seen
in
him a few
October.
times
You
in Salt
have?
Lake, yeah.
No way.
My ex's dad was like obsessed with him, and like he always would like let him stay at the house and different shit.
No
so they would be
fucking
like
way.
the fucking just chilling. And, like,
No
shit,
way.
yeah.
Wow, my friends are gonna love to hear that. That's fucking. I have a bunch of friends that are like obsessed with Billy Strings.
He's cool as fuck.
He's great. Honestly, that was one of the last concerts I saw. And that was like the first concert I've seen in like an amphitheater kind of vibe when it's like outside and it's like, the stage goes
Yeah.
up. And it was in Berkeley, and I'm going to go see him again in October in Berkeley. He's playing out there again, or somewhere out in the Bay Area. And fucking such a good performer. Insane. Like, he makes not even remotely similar music to what I make.
Right.
And he's still such an
But
inspiration.
yeah, no,
where you're
for
like,
real.
damn, the energy and like the calmness he
It's
has on
just
stage.
craft.
Where you're just like, wow,
Yeah.
you are like a genius at what you do.
Yeah.
It's
Facts.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely inspiring.
I'm not like I
Just
don't
beautiful.
listen to jam bands when I'm in a car, but I'm
Right.
like listening to jam bands live and getting
It's
to
fat.
see
It's
them.
like so fun.
Oh, it's so cool.
And
like
it's
the
always like a
creativity in
fun-ass
the
show.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of each
Oh,
member,
crazy.
too.
Yeah,
Facts.
100%. That's the other thing that
All
tripped me out.
coming
Is I'm
together.
like, oh my
Right.
god, dude!
Like this,
some
the
motherfucker
melding.
playing the fiddle,
Yeah,
some dude fucking
dude.
slapping spoons, and you're like,
Yeah,
what the
for real.
fuck?
How did you
A fucking
That guy's playing
washboard.
cutlery.
The
This
motherfucker's
guy's
getting
saying, yeah.
cutlery.
This guy was like, I can't play anything. They're like, go get something in the house,
Yeah.
bring it outside.
Like, go get the spatula.
Nah, for real.
yeah,
Get the
no, 100%.
washboard. And
Yeah,
damn,
no.
thumb. What do you call it? A thimble?
Oh
Thing you
yeah,
put on-
dude.
Get the thimble. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I mean, I think one of my least favorite things though about going to see like crazy like psychedelic shows like that is, I mean, you usually take psychedelics, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember every single time I've ever been to a show like that, when the show finally ends and then the music stops and the lights come on, and
Yeah,
you just,
and everybody's
and
just
you just
like
and everyone's just like
wide-eyed.
everyone looks at each other like, oh, this is awkward.
That's why I
shit.
never stay till the lights come on. Like,
no,
you would
the
not
last
catch
show I
me
stayed till the
dead
lights
with
came
the
on, and then
lights
like,
on.
oh, and then you hear everybody start to talk because everyone's awkward.
Yeah,
so everyone's
for
like,
real.
oh man, we should all leave, and
Right.
everyone's saying that at the same time, and you see like 1,000
It's
voices.
just a
going,
loop.
We should all leave. We should all. Like, oh, I'm
Dude.
gonna leave. Like, yeah.
Speaking of loops, at the
I love that transition.
at the One Love concert when I went,
Uh-huh.
the second to last day, I took a bunch of sassafras, and I've taken sassafras in the past.
Oh, dude, sass.
but
is a
when I
slippery
was-
slope, man.
It
but
is.
but when I was
Sassafras.
when I was younger, bro, when I was way younger and way more into drugs, and so we did a little bit before the show. We parachuted some, and then we brought it in and put it in some of our drinks, and I accidentally put way too much in one of my drinks.
Ooh, that'll do
And
it.
because it was
That's
dark
real
and I couldn't
bad.
see,
Panic
and then I looked at the
attack.
bag and I was like, "Here you go,
Yeah.
that's yours." And I started drinking it, and as soon as I started drinking it, dude, I started feeling it,
Yeah.
and like my body got white, and like I felt like I was ODing,
Yep.
Oh,
A-
yeah.
and it, it subsided after a while, but I kept like having like little short panic attacks because I
Yeah.
was really high, like
Yeah.
thinking like people were like
Anxious
looking at me.
Especially with sass,
There's-
because it's like psychedelic Molly.
It's so
Yeah,
zingy.
bro.
That's like how I explain it. It's zingy, bro.
It's
Like
so
I feel like I
fucking
just got
zingy.
hit by lightning.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
No, last time I did sass, I was in LA and I went to this fucking show with like this homegirl, and I like don't. It was like a fucking like a punk rock show basically,
Yeah.
not my usual vibe, and so I'm like high as shit on sass, and I'm like, oh man, and then some dude shits his pants
No.
in the middle of the fucking show. And so then, like, me and everyone are sitting there, and everyone's high as fuck.
Bro.
And then,
That's
like, I'm hanging out with
terrible.
this girl, and we're both like,
It's
"Do
disgusting.
you smell shit?" Like, and it was like this awkward, like, hey, like,
Like, should we
like,
leave? Like,
did
what's
you shit
happening?
yourself? Like, what is this? Like, someone shit themselves.
Someone
And they're like,
shit.
no, someone shit themselves. It's not me. I'm glad it's not you.
Jesus
We had a
Christ.
moment where we're like, okay, cool. Neither of us shit
Check,
ourselves.
check.
Great. But it was, and then, like, we were in downtown LA. And LA's not a great vibe for
Yeah.
psychedelics to
Yeah.
me. Like I'd rather
you-
be like
if
in
you're on crack.
nature.
Yeah, facts.
Crack.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Good
what
for
the-
crack.
Yeah.
Bad for psychedelics. But it was, and then after the show, we're like in LA, and I'm like, it's so sharp.
like,
I'm like, everything
Like,
is sharp.
everything's just so-
You know? Yeah. So that was
feel
that was
that.
not great.
Yeah,
I have a
dude.
really crazy story. One
tell it.
time I was at Lightning in a Bottle,
Lit.
and I was already kind of like, I think I did a little bit of mushrooms, with little fun guys, you know what I'm saying?
little fun
I was
guy.
chilling. I spin poi. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Spin fire and shit. The little things on the strings. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. Yep.
And I was at Lightning in a Bottle, and we're in this crowd. We're like chilling, and this guy with this girl come up to us. He's like, "Hey, y'all want some guacamole?" You know what I'm saying? I was like, "Actually, I'm kind of hungry." So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that sounds
but he kind of
great.
said it
Just
weird.
take strangers
He kind of
guacamole.
said it a
huh?
little
Guacamole.
weird. He's like guacamole. You know what I'm saying? Where I was like, okay.
Is it just
So-
guacamole? Like,
I was
are you
confused.
pronouncing it weird for a reason?
Is it
Right.
from avocados?
I was already high, and I was just like, I don't want to be rude, which is
Sure.
like the dumbest thing to think. Like, why
Give me
would you
the guac.
Like, yeah. So I take a little chip, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I dip it in the guacamole, and I take it, and I start eating it. And I'm like, this tastes disgusting as fuck.
Ew,
Oh,
where's
no.
It was
guacamole?
guacamole, like with Molly. This motherfucker put like a whole gram in like a little dish of guacamole.
And you take
it
a
was,
fat
like, so
scoop.
gross. And
Honestly,
I took like
fuck
a
that
decent
guy,
scoop.
though. Like, fuck that
And then
guy.
once I
Yeah.
saw it again, I was like, bro, it was definitely like brown. Like,
Well, there's
why did
some
I do
things you
that?
don't mix
Like, I shouldn't have even
with
looked
drugs.
at it.
Like
no, for real.
But when
guacamole.
you're on drugs like that,
You're
it
not
sounds like a
thinking
good
about it. You're
idea.
like,
You're
it's
like,
not
that's
guacamole.
the only
but
thing he
instead
was
of being
thinking
like,
about.
let's put Molly in sorbet.
He said,
Right.
You don't go.
No, he said to
Avocado.
himself. He said to himself one day, guacamole. He's like, oh, that would be
Wow,
sick.
that's true.
Right.
Next
It's
show
all
I
in the
go
words.
to, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I instantly regretted that. It was
Yeah.
like the worst decision I've ever made in
Well,
my life.
that's what I
till
don't
this
like
day.
about like upper drugs like that is like, I mean, really with any drug, but like the whole once you take it, you can't untake
Yeah.
it thing. Like I know
Yeah.
it's like the stupid thing to say,
LSD.
but like yeah,
Facts.
exactly. And no matter where you're at, where you're just like, shouldn't have taken all that.
Yeah.
There's no
And you're
hot
like,
button.
and you know what?
Yeah.
Can't undo
Just gotta
it.
ride this shit out,
yeah.
You know,
brother.
at
Because
least
if it's
on-
too late for you to be feeling it, you can't undo it.
Facts.
It's,
Yeah. Well, at least for like some things, like you can make yourself go to sleep. Like I
Yeah.
can make myself go to sleep on Molly.
Yeah.
I can't.
LSD,
No,
there's nothing
See,
that you
for
can
me,
do.
Molly or like really like mushrooms, I can fall asleep on unless I'm
can't.
like too high on
Yeah.
mushrooms. But I mean, really anything unless you're too high.
Hey,
Yes,
that's
you can.
fair.
But
And when you don't want to fall asleep unless you're
yeah.
too high.
Well, I remember one time I was like way too high on some shit, and my buddy kept like, and I was like, dude, I'm just like, and I wasn't even like panic attack tripping. I was just like,
Right.
I'm just over the night. I want to be asleep. This is shitty. And my buddy kept being like, dude, eat some bread. And I'm like,
Leave
like
me
stop.
alone.
And he's like, no, dude. He's like, no, eat bread. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Dude. I'm like, I don't want to eat
I'm not
bread.
gonna fucking
He's like,
eat bread.
it'll absorb everything in your stomach. I'm like, that's alcohol. I'm like,
It's not in my stomach.
I'm like,
it's in my
gone.
bloodstream.
It's in my
Yeah.
brain now, dude. I'm like, I'm really high. I'm uncomfortable, and you're yelling about bread. And I'm like, I want you to stop fucking talking about bread. Don't say bread again. And like, he kept me like, I'm just saying, dude, just a little. And I'm like,
Oh
I
god,
swear to
dude.
God, if you say bread, we'll
you know,
It's the worst thing when someone else that's not high is on a loop and
Yeah.
you're high.
oh.
Oh, dude, that sends me through
Well,
a
and that's
fucking
kind of what he was
ringer,
doing.
bro.
Is he's like, I'm just saying bread, and I'm like, I know that's what you're saying,
Like-
because you've said it like 30 fucking times. Dude. Like,
and to him, you're just like,
yeah,
too
oh yeah,
high."
exactly. And he's like,
and
bread.
in your head, you're like,
Like, shut the
articulating
fuck
yourself
up.
hella
Yeah.
well, you know.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, no, it's not fun. It's not fun.
I have a buddy who I think is like 5th time ever taking LSD, and last time we ate some tabs, or we ate some Sour Patch Kids, and then we went to this
Like Sour Patch Kids with acid on
yeah,
them?
with
Oh,
2
okay.
drops each,
Okay.
and we went out to this place called Clear Creek. We were day tripping.
Mm-hmm.
We were having a great time.
times.
We actually like invented a 4th person with us.
Nice.
There,
Yeah.
you know,
Why not?
Super cool. And then left. We went to Round Table, got a pizza. It was terrible because we were on acid.
Right.
Yep.
We were being super weird in the Round Table,
Yeah.
so we had to leave. And we were starting to come down a little bit. And you know, we'd done a bunch of other stuff, and we're like, we should go get more. We're like, yeah,
Always a
Like,
we'll all
yeah,
look at
great
each other.
idea.
Yeah, let's go get
Yeah.
more. And homie didn't have any more, you know, on, you know, anything yet, so he just dropped it in some orange juice for us.
Oh,
And he dropped
Such a
some
bad idea.
a lot in some orange juice for us because he was our homie.
yeah.
And my other buddy was like, "Look, if I get too high, we're gonna go out to my mom's house in Old Shasta, which is like this super small town, right by Reading,
Right.
and we'll be good there, and you know, we'll just hang out there." So we take it, get in the car. He's like, "We're going to my mom's house in Old
I'm
Shasta."
too high
Yeah,
already.
Oh,
I'm about to be too
Like,
high.
I can't do this
So
shit.
we go out there, and me and him, we're just laughing at the table. My other buddy, very inexperienced. He goes into the other room where the other dude that lives there, the guy who owns the house, is watching The Butterfly Effect. And he's like, "Oh, this would be great on acid." And we're like, "We're not going in there. I wouldn't go in there and watch
No,
just
no.
that movie."
Hey, man.
He goes
Bad
in
idea.
there. He goes in there, watches it, comes back, bad trip, spiraling.
Of course,
And
dude.
he's like writing down on a piece of paper, too high,
Oh,
over and over
no,
again.
Like,
dude.
And he like shows it to us.
Oh.
He's like, "Look. And we're like,
We get it.
start
Hey.
laughing at him, which
Hey,
is the
dude.
worst thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
you
That
know?
sent him off
Yeah.
even more. Like,
And then he's just drawing circles on the paper, and he's
underlining
like,
it really
"Look,
hard."
Look at this. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?"
Yeah.
And we're like, "Yeah, we do, bro. We absolutely
Like,
do."
Can't do
clearly.
nothing
And
about
hey, he's
it.
like,
It's obvious.
He's
You
like,
didn't need to
"If
write
you
it down,
explain it to
like-
me, I'll go to bed." And we're like, and he was like talking about how life is like a big loop,
Yeah.
you know? So
Yeah.
I like explained that to him, and he's like, "Okay." And he went into bed and fell
Wow.
asleep.
Damn.
Well, that's what's funny about
like,
psychedelics,
whoa.
though. Is sometimes it is that simple where in your head you're like, there's no way you can all right.
Actually, no.
I'm a man of my word.
Actually, that
You
makes
understand
sense.
what I'm going through.
Yeah.
That
I'm not
fucking
alone.
makes sense.
He gets it. He fucking gets it. Yeah.
Yeah, facts.
No, it's
Fuck.
really, it's so crazy how like in those moments too, it's really about just accepting it and riding it out like
Yeah.
that. Like, I mean, one of the first times I had ever I was with fucking Bo, and it was me, fucking Bo, and my buddy Dominic, and we fucking, not to just name drop everybody, but we were all linking up with my other guy, Sam.
Well, you said their names, so you have to tell their last names now.
I was actually about to. But we were all going and we're all getting just dropper shit. And I get a couple drops, Bo gets a couple drops, and then my buddy Dom, who was at the time the smallest out of all of us, he gets a couple drops.
Oh yeah.
But the dropper breaks.
Oh.
And so like the stopper just pops out and he just puddles in his hand. Like it's like a cup of water in his hand.
And then he just
And it's just immediately he like the panic in his face and then our face, and then he's like, and we're both like, oh dude, here, just give us some. And he like pours some into our hands, and then like we're driving home, and my house is only like at the time like fucking 10-15 minutes away, and we're going up, and like we start getting high before we even get to the house, and we're like, oh man, this is meant to take like 40 minutes to kick
Right.
in.
Like,
Why I'm
taking
like,
it
this
right
is so
away
bad.
type
And
shit.
so everyone immediately starts to panic, but we're like, oh dude, like we're 10 minutes in, why am I already feeling it? And like, luckily my parents weren't home that day until the evening at least. And like, we were all fucking flipping out. And then we were all bad trips, such a bad trip.
oh no.
And we were just like, wait, dude. I'm like, wait, we paid
To trip.
to do this. And everyone's all like, yeah, okay. And they're like, let's go with that. And everyone kind of brought it together where we're like, yeah, we want this. And like, no one wanted
As
it.
you're sitting on the couch like
Yeah.
this, like
no, like hands just so squealy. Like, I want this. I
Just
paid for
fucking
this.
white knuckling.
And like me and Bo, we were like 30
Even
minutes
out.
later, we kind of like, we got into it, and I'm like, I'm good to drive for sure.
Okay.
Definitely, I'm good to
Shit.
drive.
Yeah, of
And
course.
there's a spot. I don't know if you guys. You definitely should check it out at some point if you haven't.
Okay.
I presume you've been there at some point. But this top of the world at the top of Fickle Hill is this
Okay.
lookout, huge rock where you can see so far, epic view. We go up there and we're like, this is fucking amazing.
Hell yeah.
And then we look back, man, my buddy, he has a jacket around him and he's like huddled up
Oh,
on the
no,
ground
dude.
like Schmeagol from fucking
Oh,
Game of Thrones.
no.
And
He
we're
got
both like,
Schmeagoled.
dude, this is so sick. And then we're like, where the fuck's Dot? And we like look back and he's just like,
and you look down, there's just a ring in your hand.
No, dude,
and
it
you
was
look
like-
back and there's fires.
oh no, it was basically
Oh,
that. And like, but it was like 8 hours later, dude was still not having a good time.
Oh,
And
dude.
didn't ever, I don't think he's
He never came back.
he never came back. I mean, I love you, dude. He did come back, but not really.
Fuck.
Yeah, no, but it really is funny how a lot of time it's just about that acceptance of like,
This
I'm
is
here.
okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
nothing's gonna change it.
And it really is, you're trying to separate it like, this is just a drug, I'm just high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it feels so real when you're in it
Yeah.
that you convince yourself like, I'm not just high, this is forever.
Yeah.
Like, this is life right
Well,
now.
for me, honestly, sometimes that's when the worst trip happens. Though, is when I'm like, this is just a drug, but I'm like, but I took the drug.
Right.
And I'm high.
Like, I did
and
this
I'm
to
like,
myself.
It's going to last for at least another 5 hours. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's long enough. I'm like, it doesn't need to last for my life for this to be really bad.
For
Yeah.
me, once you get to the peak,
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm coasting.
Oh, but sometimes when you got to ride it out to that peak, dude, that mountain's far away, brother.
Dude,
Trekking.
Yeah.
the last
I
time
feel like a straight
I need a
colonial.
Sherpa to get up there. Like,
the last time I took acid, so leading up to this, I was like, I knew somebody that was selling lots and lots of cocaine and living in trap houses.
Wow.
those are fun.
And so during that time, I was taking psychedelics and I was always having bad trips for some reason, maybe because I was paranoid.
yeah.
But then the very last, leading up to
Psychedelics definitely
that,
don't help with
That'll
that.
do
yeah, I never had a bad trip before this
Yeah.
time ever.
Yeah.
Not once. You know,
Yeah.
I tried to make myself have bad trips,
Yep.
and I never could.
Yeah.
And until I started getting in this and paranoid, and then every trip from then was bad. So I kept taking it, of course.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was trying to
like-
chase
it's
that.
like-
That's how
it's
you
a-
fix it.
This
Like
time
a
will be different.
determination thing.
Yeah, this time will be
I'm
different.
not a fucking quitter.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make me quit.
And then the last time I did it, I tried to kill my best friend.
Uh,
I shit on his floor, and I broke all of his, so much of his stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell the story yet because
shot-
I'm gonna wait until we have more followers.
Yeah.
But just know that's out there.
Yeah.
It will be.
Like and subscribe. So
One
you
of
can
my
hear that
best friends
story.
pissed on my floor.
Yeah. I've luckily never shit myself on psychedelics.
I didn't shit myself.
Butt ass naked.
Well,
just-
I shit on
I've
his
never
floor.
shit in a place I wasn't meant to shit
yeah.
on psychedelics. I feel
yeah,
like
me neither.
hey,
I thought it was-
didn't shit in my pants. I shit on the floor.
I thought I was giving birth.
Wow.
No.
I mean, you kind of were.
You were a brown baby boy.
I'm saying.
it was an 8-ounce brown baby boy.
I'll tell you guys
Wow.
after this.
Yeah. That's insane.
Shit.
So where do we go from here? Yeah. So
Where's another
what
place
would-
that you've shit yourself that you weren't meant to shit yourself?
I started at Walmart once. I think that's the only.
Oh, you
yeah.
mentioned that in Chico. Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
I did.
Why?
I don't know.
I
don't know.
Oh, just imagine.
I
something to do.
I think I just had the bubble guts, and
Yeah.
I just, I thought it was gonna be just a normal little like silent fart,
Yeah.
and it was like as soon as it came out, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm buying. I'm
Those are
going
the
to buy
worst.
some underwear.
Good place though. That's a great
At
place.
least I could just go around.
No, I'm not gonna name drop him because it's his story to tell, but I'm gonna tell it. My buddy in college, he was sleeping with this chick, and it was the morning, and they were in bed. She's asleep.
Oh, no.
They're like spooning, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fart. It's chill." you know?
No, in
And
her
then-
bed. It was her bed.
in her bed, of course,
Yeah,
of course.
It was her bed.
And sharts himself in the bed. Sharts in her bed.
against the wall.
And
Is this bed up against the wall?
I don't know,
Well,
brother.
I mean, either way, it's
Um,
bad.
It's not good because he sharted in a girl's bed.
Spooning. her.
And they were spooning, and he's like, gets up, goes to the bathroom. I think he threw his underwear away in her bathroom and then just left. She was still asleep the whole time.
No.
Dude.
And I don't think.
He didn't
No,
even
they're
wipe
friends
his
still.
ass. Like, did he take
I
a
know, I'm
whole
sure he
bath?
wiped his
Like,
ass,
He
but
just throws him in the trash.
and I don't think she knows. He's convinced she doesn't know. I said she knows.
Wait,
See-
she definitely knows.
See, no, what he
no,
should have
there's
done.
not shit in
but
the bed.
What, but he
But
threw his
he
underwear
shart.
in her trash.
Oh,
so she's
in-
like, why does my trash
Then there's
smell
some
like
stuff on
shit?
top of it or
ass?
something. I don't know.
I mean, you just go out in the hallway,
Make a fair point.
throw those motherfuckers away.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, like, yeah, take it to the outside for me.
Yeah, it was a dark time. Dark time. You know?
My ex sharted once when we were on acid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ew. Yeah, no, that's rough. It was
That's really the
still-
best
they're
time
still
to
friends,
relieve
though.
yourself. Trust me.
they're still friends.
Really.
It's cool.
Well, that's
Even
nice.
though he shot her in her
She's a
bed.
nice lady, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
That's part of the reason I think she
You
doesn't know.
sharted in my bed.
That's part of the reason I think she doesn't know though.
But I mean,
'Cause
yeah.
there's
How
probably
could
a
how
little
could you
shark
know
stain,
if there's
though, you
no
never
like
know.
stains?
That's what I'm saying. And
You
she
could be
probably
like,
just thought he
oh,
had to
he
dip.
ripped ass.
Yeah.
Or I ripped ass in my sleep.
Yeah. Oh no. But actually, he sharted himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy
Probably was
stuff.
awake.
Yeah. She just knew the
Probably
whole
awake
time.
the whole day.
She's like,
She's
oh
just,
my
like,
She's
God,
watching
he just
this-
shit himself.
she's
I gotta
watching this
pretend I'm asleep.
podcast
No,
right now.
for real.
She's watching this right now and being like, I knew it.
Like, I know who this motherfucker
I
is.
know this
I
fucking
know
guy.
exactly who it is.
This is all the evidence I
We
need.
might not be friends later.
Sends this podcast link to him. You piece of shit. You said you didn't shart in my bed.
That's gonna be one of the clips for this
Yeah.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I
Sweet.
thought those
I'll
were my
repost it and
roommate's
he'll be like,
underwear.
what the fuck, dude? So that'll be cool. Yeah. Yeah.
So, how would you describe your music?
Amazing transition.
Start to music. Start
Yeah.
straight into
Start to
music.
start.
Is great.
Start to start.
Start to start.
Is that like a push to start?
Yeah. What are your goals for music moving forward, you know?
Honestly, I just really want to, in every way possible. I'm just a creator. I've always been a creator. I've always been an artist, and I create all different types of things. I sew, I paint, I just try to create in all the ways that I want, like, you know, that I can.
Expression through art.
Yeah, so I just want to be the best person and creator that I possibly could ever be. You know what I'm
Nice.
saying? Like, I'm just striving to just be the best version of myself.
Do you have any milestones or things that you want to accomplish within like next year? Since we're getting to the end of this year.
I think by next year, I want to have like a solid little catalog out,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Get some consistent drops going.
yeah,
and
get
shit.
some consistent drops going to where I have like probably, you know, at least like 10 songs or something like
Yeah.
out like
That's
and,
fire.
and circulating. And
No, I think
stuff.
that's huge for
But
people being consistent.
Really,
too.
a good small milestone because I'm just trying to start small because I'm all over the place. Is just keeping like content consistent and like really authentic.
Oh,
to, like,
100%.
me and-
I feel like one of the first times I was on this dude's podcast, that's one of the things I was saying is I'm like, I feel like that's where people fall the most short is they'll actually get a little bit of momentum in any field, whether it's like a video popping off or a song or something. And then they'll be like, oh, cool. And then it just dies.
And then,
And it really is like about just
You just gotta
hitting the
keep
nail on the
pushing
head
that
over
shit.
and over again until it's sunk into the wall.
You got to keep
know?
reminding those motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
that you're out
100%.
here.
Yeah. No.
just be
That's
annoying as
real as
hell
fuck.
almost.
And
Like,
that's
No,
what
real.
for me it's like I got to start making my own cover arts or something because that's the only thing that ever holds me up because I'll have the full song
okay,
and I'm
then you're
like
just, hung up on it.
waiting on other people or hitting up a bunch of people about cover arts and then it's like 3-4 months and I haven't dropped anything. I'm like, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
No, I mean, I'm a broken record when it comes to this. I know Soul's gonna fucking give me shit for saying it one more fucking time, but at the end of the day, the people that are doing it are the people that are doing it.
Yeah.
Like you could sit on the best fucking music ever, and
Yeah.
with like it could just be a perfect song that could blow up. But if you're not putting it out there and you're not
Doesn't
putting it
even
out there
matter.
consistently,
Mm-hmm.
no one's ever gonna hear it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
You just made a
exactly.
great song that you get to listen to.
Yeah,
which is
you
great.
could you could have the best
Yeah.
song ever
And some
and
people like
you
that,
said,
you
not
know?
be consistent, drop it.
Exactly.
And then the same 8 people are gonna be like, dude, great
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
I mean, the fucking it's music business. It's not.
I
just
mean, that's.
music,
I
you
was
know?
just gonna say.
Yeah.
I look at everything just in the life in general as a business.
Yeah.
Like
It is. All
it
of
is. Everything is a
Yeah.
business. Like you yourself, you're a business. Everything is a business that's like in a fractalized,
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
whatever. So I'm just kind of like, yeah. How do I want to run my business? Who am I? Like,
Yeah.
how do I want, my
Yep. 100%.
everything to be represented, and how can I be super creative and expressing myself?
Yeah, I think that's one of the important things that you are doing too, is that a lot of people don't, is actually like knowing what they do. Like so many people don't know the message or the persona that they're trying to put out with their
Right.
music.
Yeah.
And being
facts.
consistent about that, like you've been doing, I think that's a big thing with a lot
Yeah,
of
I
people that
mean,
they don't do.
For me, it's like music has really like been such a big part of my life. Like,
Yeah.
like there's been so many times I've just been crying by myself and just blasting my music, and then like I figure out a bunch of shit, and I'm just like, okay, like.
100%.
So I really want to be able to have like, I want my art to be unique, like uniquely me, but I want it to be relatable because that's really like.
Yeah.
Something that's helped me is like people making stuff that's like super relatable, and I'm just like, bro, this like changed my whole life. Like,
I think that was one
know?
of my biggest things as artist growth that I noticed with myself is like when you start making music, I know a lot of people, including myself, want to go towards like, oh, like you want to rap about everything that everyone else raps about, like
Yeah.
making money,
Yeah.
trapping
Facts.
out, hoes, all this like
Yeah.
stupid shit that doesn't actually really mean anything. And then when
Yeah.
you start rapping about like, oh man, I'm sad. And like,
Facts.
or like, oh man, like I've gone through shit, but it's really
The real
cool.
shit.
Like it's like suddenly everybody's like, oh, that I relate to that. I don't relate to fucking,
Fucking
all the
bitches
shit
and getting
that-
money
yeah,
because I don't.
Yeah, I was gonna say. And as people making the music done, they're like,
Yeah, dude.
I wish I could relate to that, but
Yeah.
that's a
but it's
foreign
like,
thing.
I mean, we're all living life, so why
Yeah.
not make it relatable to everybody that's
100%.
living life? We're all here together
Yeah.
living life, so it's like, and that's what real art is to me, is just taking, channeling life through you in a unique way.
100%.
And showing your perspective.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Which honestly, if you're creating authentically, then it's gonna be unique.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just channeling your one-on-ones.
Yeah, you're
100%.
being real. You're not
Channeling
trying to
it.
be anybody else.
Facts. Yeah, that's kind of how I look at it. Like, people try to ask me who my favorite artist is all the time and different shit like that, and I'm like, I don't really have one. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just inspired by everything. Like, I'm inspired by life. Like, sometimes I'm inspired by fucking how someone tie their damn shoe or something.
Yeah,
like,
no.
I don't know.
Having
It
a
could be just
wide
like some
scope is
weird
great,
shit
yeah.
that like connects in my brain. I'm like, damn, like
I
I'm
felt
inspired
that.
to like, do some shit. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just
Maybe look down
random.
at my shoe. I'm like, am I tying my shoe in an inspirational way? Fuck, I gotta fucking. Oh, God.
Like, it could just be the most randomest
Yeah.
shit.
No, but I think having a wide scope of what you can take inspiration from is so important as an artist.
Yeah.
And I think that is where, once again, when like even a lot of the most famous artists who will have a one-hit wonder, they'll make a song where it's like, all right, cool, bro, your scope of creativity goes like as far as like nothing.
You're
Yeah.
limiting yourself.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
People definitely get boxed in. But it's kind of hard too, because it's like once people really are vibing with you, then they're like, don't change.
Yeah.
But it's like, obviously, we're all fucking changing. We're all growing, hopefully growing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we're all changing. Like, everything's changing. So
Yeah.
it's like, I want to change in like a good way. I want like in a growthful way.
100%. Well, I mean, even like fucking, you look at any artist, I don't care who the fuck they are. You look at them at the beginning of their career when they popped versus who they are now. A lot of artists have gotten bigger from when they popped, and they are talking about new shit, being a completely different artist, and they're not the same fucking person.
Right.
Like,
Well, because you talk about your experiences, and after 5-10 years of being popping, what's your experiences?
Yeah. Well, that's why I
You
feel like
only have
Drake
those.
is such a weird fucking person to listen to for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because a lot of his shit, you're like listening to his shit, and he's all like, I think he has like a bar in
Coming
one
from
song.
the
I
bottom,
forget
now
what it
we
is.
hear.
Well,
What?
he has one bar in one of his songs where he's all like, you can't, like, my raps aren't even relatable now. Like, and he's like, and it's true. I mean, once you're exactly. Well, it's like once you're at that superstar fucking level where everybody knows you. You have an insane amount of money. You can only sell out stadiums. You can't even do regular
Everybody's
shows
all
anymore.
freaking in your
How
life.
the fuck could anyone relate to the shit you're fucking making? You know? And, like, I fucking.
That's something
honestly
that like
struggle city.
I mean, but that's like I think like that's kind of like the ultimate challenge of being an artist is like never letting yourself plateau type shit.
Oh,
so
100%.
it's like I don't know. It's like some.
I mean, that's
spiritual
one
shit
thing.
in a
I don't
way for
listen to
me.
Drake very much, but I will give it to him. He has stayed relevant for a long fucking time.
And he
has
has a
had one
wide
of
he's a
audience.
businessman.
Oh, 100%.
He really is.
Like, and he keeps on finding new artists that are popping and kind of tucking them under his wing and being able to. But no, but I'm saying like that like even what he did with Jack
that's fair.
Harlow with fucking Churchill
Thanks.
Downs, what he did with like the other dude who I hated the fucking
How
I
old
forget
is
what
Drake
fucking-
now? Like 45?
Yep, 100%. Like whoever it is, they just keep fucking finding the new artists. Drake's like
don't think
young
it's
30s, right?
Is he 30? Young 30s? Really?
Yeah.
I think he's like
Okay.
30.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess he's probably
mid-30s. I don't think
mid-30s
he's
now,
45.
but he's definitely not in his 40s yet.
Yeah, he's
But
not.
I remember fucking
Yeah, so yeah,
36,
he's
okay.
30.
bro,
That
when
makes sense.
when Lil Wayne first put fucking Drake on and all that shit, like fucking Best I Ever Had. When,
Oh my
like, one of his
god,
first
that is
songs,
such a nostalgic
right?
like
I'm like
era
one of the
for me.
OG
like, oh my
fucking.
God.
Oh man,
Yeah, bro. And
I
God,
miss
why
the
can't
old
I?
Drake.
Why am I missing the name of it right now? But him, Eminem, Kanye.
Yeah,
Dude,
oh, that was a
forever.
classic.
Yeah.
Forever, dude.
Holy
That-
shit, dude.
Those were all the giants of the game
Yep.
at that point in time.
And then it
Lil
started out with
Wayne,
fucking
and it
LeBron
was
in the
like-
car putting his headphones on and the
Yo,
music
his
video,
beats,
just-
yeah, bro.
Oh, exactly.
What a song! I feel like that was like the
yeah.
pinnacle of their generation of like
100%,
all of
dude.
the greats like literally came together to make this one
Yeah.
song.
You remember
dude.
the Drake Sprite commercial? Where they
No.
built,
Oh my-
you remember they built an animatronic Drake?
No, I don't
And it's
remember
like,
that
like
shit.
his like, psh, psh, and his like whole body like breaks apart and Sprite comes out from him.
Wait, what?
They actually made a
Dude.
full animatronic fake Drake.
Animatronic
And,
is.
yeah.
I like that word.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that was an era, honestly. That was a crazy era of music. That commercial was so legendary, dude.
Those were really interesting times. Like I feel like everything was really good back then
Yeah,
as far as
bro.
art goes. It was like
Yeah.
cool, and then like I feel like social media really got in, and, like started
Oh,
to
yeah.
fuck shit up,
Yeah.
fuck
I mean,
everybody's egos
Even
up.
towards the tail end of that, we had fucking 6 foot 7 foot by Lil Wayne. He was
Yeah.
coming out with all that
Yeah.
shit.
I had that
Fucking-
as my
That was
ringtone.
good,
yeah,
bro.
dude,
My
all
dial
that shit,
ringtone.
bro.
Yeah.
Or like fucking
What a golden
oh,
age
man.
of like hip hop.
Yeah, dude. No, 100%.
That,
Fucking.
yeah, it was just a
He had
crazy
that song
time.
"Gonorrhea" on his fucking
Yeah, he did.
on his fucking album, which I was like,
I forgot
insane
about that,
song,
bro.
man. Yeah,
I'm
dude,
going
that's what I'm
in.
saying.
I forgot about.
going
yeah.
in.
Yeah,
That shit's crazy,
dude, I
dude.
love
Yeah.
that shit, bro.
No, dude went insane.
Iconic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
Wow,
yeah, bro. Yeah.
insane, dude. Yeah, dude.
Yes.
No, that was when
Iconic.
fucking Young Money and like Tyga and everyone was all in the same group, and like
Yep.
Nicki Minaj and like all that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Bedrock.
I'ma
Oh
make-
my
Bedrock.
god,
I'ma make your
dude.
bed
Bedrock.
rock.
Yeah, that shit. Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm about to go listen to all this shit.
No, for
after
real.
this. God damn. Yeah, dude.
Not
no.
everything was a fucking banger.
I love
yeah.
that
Everything
era.
by them was a banger, bro.
Kiss Kiss. Oh my god, by T-Pain and Chris.
That kiss, kiss.
Oh damn, dude. Yeah,
Shit.
that shit all goes fucking
God.
crazy.
And then we had Soldier Boy just coming out the fucking
Yeah,
gates.
kiss me
bro.
through the phone. What?
Yeah.
And
what
then
was
I
that?
was fucking,
From-
I was
from-
doing the Soldier Boy and like talent fucking shows
Yeah.
in like 6th grade and shit.
Yeah, and like Dougie came
I did
out
that in
and
this
shit.
talent show too.
You did?
Yeah, I cranked the shit out of that.
Crank that soldier boy.
I was in a soccer camp in fucking
My brother
in
cranking.
Seattle, and I fucking went up on stage. We did that, and then we did a Taylor Swift song.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
They're motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They got that mix up.
That was range, my boy.
They got that mix
Yeah.
up.
Y'all remember when Kiss Me Through the Phone, how they say the number, and did you guys
Yeah.
ever call the number?
No.
Yeah, you call that shit, and Soulja Boy answered, but it was like a
Oh,
setup thing.
pre-recorded.
It'd be like, "Hey, thanks for calling Soulja Boy Hotline."
Yeah.
It was like this awful fucking thing. But I remember
And Mike
it was
Jones
lit.
too. 281
And all the
330
high
school kids were calling it.
004.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Jones up on the low.
Mike Jones.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I never called Mike Jones.
You never call him?
Yeah.
Disappointing.
He's waiting. He's
He's a great guy.
He's a good guy. You missed out, bud. I tell you that. He's a great guy. He's a character.
Yeah.
Great guy, great voicemail.
Yeah.
I only heard Mike
voicemail.
Jones from my brother found this iPod with a cracked screen that didn't work, so it was like on shuffle,
Amazing.
and I stole it from him.
The worst.
And that's how I found all my music that I liked. I
Okay.
never was able to listen to anything like outside of Christian fucking
100%.
music.
No,
and I took that iPod and I learned, 50 Cent.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Limp Bizkit, Hollywood Undead.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nickelback,
No,
bro. Yeah, Mike
hilarious
Jones.
though, because
Dude.
like I went to my buddy's house where they could get any music they wanted, because I had to get always the clean version for the first
Yeah.
like until I was
Yeah.
like fucking like when I was like 8, and I'm like,
Kids
I'm sick of
Bop.
clean shit.
Yeah.
And or just it would
When I was
just
8, I
it
was
would
sick
just-
of the clean shit.
it would just be fucking quiet, when you're like, okay, cool, half the song is just silent.
Yeah.
Because that was before they did cool little things for the swear
Yeah.
words. And I went to my buddy's house. They just downloaded me their whole fucking library, and then I'm just finding all these new artists. Found Nickelback, Linkin
Linkin
Park,
Park,
Tech
yeah,
Nine.
dude.
That's when
Yeah,
I really
Tech
got it.
Nine.
Tech Nine used to be. They were like one of my
Techadina.
first. Yeah.
That used to be my shit in like 8th grade. I used to
Yeah.
be in,
It's crazy.
Yep.
I think that's one of the craziest people in the game is Tech Nine.
He's
been
stayed
in the
Yeah,
game
straight
he's
for
a
relevant
legend
too.
for
40
sure.
years. He's like been the king of the underground for
He
as
is.
long
Aaron.
as he's. And how many albums does he have? Like
2
40?
million.
Too
How
many.
do you make that much
7,000.
music? I
Yeah,
feel like
too many.
No,
how do you say the
he's
same?
literally the
different-
king
I
of
don't
the
know, dude,
juggalos
honestly.
and juggalettes.
Yeah,
Dude.
oh, it's crazy. I mean, I gotta be real too. I've seen a decent amount of like live performances. I don't really listen to Tech Nine anymore.
Yeah,
I
His-
saw him
his
at
live
the,
show?
at Chico.
Wow,
At the Senator.
yo. Him and Chris Calico. Oh my god,
yeah,
they put on
dude.
an insane fucking show.
Like, I think that's one of my favorite
Yeah.
shows too.
I mean, like, and I don't even really like their music, and that just goes to show how good their fucking
It
show
goes
is.
hard
They're
like metal
performers.
shows. For
Yeah,
real.
oh, 100. Yeah, it's like
Like,
metal show vibes.
Slipknot was at the one that I was at, but
Nice.
like watching
Sick.
him. in
the one
back and-
I got to see Tech Nine twice, and one of the shows MGK opened for them before
Okay.
MGK was like ultra
Oh,
famous.
nice.
And I fucking hate MGK, but I'll admit, once again, hell of a fucking performer.
He's got some good.
hell of a
music,
fucking
you
performer.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When someone's a
Yeah.
good performer,
Yeah.
it really changes the game.
Oh, it really
for real.
fucking does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
that's
mean-
the whole thing. It's an entertainment industry.
Oh yeah.
Like if you don't have that piece, you're not gonna. It's
100%.
Yeah, not.
Well, I
gonna
mean,
be
at the
same.
end of the day, if you can't do live shows, you're gonna plateau in music, even if you can, even if
and
you
especially
because
because it's not about selling records anymore. You don't sell
No.
records. You have like
You sell the
number
records
one
so you
way
can go on tour.
The number the number one way artists
Exactly.
make money nowadays is being on tour.
Yep, 100%.
It's crazy.
Merch, all that shit from tours, you know.
Yeah, I want to definitely definitely by the time I'm 30, I'm like, I want to fucking get like a solid tour going.
Yeah, oh, 100%.
'Cause I'm
And
getting old.
I think that's a fucking good goal. You know.
Mhm.
How old are you?
28.
Nice. It's not that bad.
He said, oof.
I said nice. I didn't say oof. I said nice.
No, he said, oof.
I said, oh, I'm 27. I'm 27.
I'm
That's not
27
old.
too.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Well,
No.
Amani, it's been great having you on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love broccoli, so I thought I'd show up.
Unfortunately, we left the broccoli back in Reading. So,
Yeah.
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 I
Damn.
needed that green.
I'm saying.
All right. Cool. Thank you guys for listening. Peace.
So I achieve anything beyond what eyes can see. I bring peace to my demons. I live in heaven cause I speak it. Spells like mantras free my conscience from dwelling meekly. Now I'm disease free, so I breathe easily. Ooh wee, I set myself free.